I'm walking down that long, lonesome highway. It don't matter where I'm bound. Walking this long, lonesome highway, I know when I'm there I'll be found. Walking this long, lonesome highway, I don't know where I've been. Walking this long, lonesome highway, my heart is so full of sin. Walking this long, lonesome highway, when beside
The Passover of the Jews was near, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. In the temple, he found people selling cattle, sheep, and doves, and the money changers seated at their tables. Making a whip of cords, he drove all of them out of the temple, both the sheep and the cattle. He also poured out the coins of the money changers and overturned their tables. He told those who were selling the doves, "Take these things out of here. Stop making my Father's house a marketplace." His disciples remembered that it was written, "Zeal for your house will consume me." The Jews then said to him, "What sign can you show us for doing this?" Jesus answered them, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." The Jews then said, "This temple has been under construction for 46 years, and will you raise it up in 3 days?" But he was speaking of the temple of his body. After he was raised from the dead, his disciples remembered he had said this, and they believed the scripture and the word that Jesus had spoken. The Gospel according to John. Have you ever heard someone ask, why would someone do something like that? Perhaps it's in response to an act of vandalism or an act of violence of some kind. Have you ever noticed after a disaster or an illness in someone's life, or maybe something like a pandemic, that people often ask, why would God allow something like this to happen? Have you ever experienced an illness? Or have you known someone who grew very concerned over their health? Maybe you went to the doctor, and we typically like to ask the doctor, "Can you fix me?" Because the doctor has the knowledge, the doctor has the information, and the doctor knows what's wrong with me. "Can you fix me, doc?" We really like information. We value knowledge so much. And we spend a lot of time and a lot of words explaining ourselves, justifying ourselves. I heard someone explaining their atheism, and it was familiar. The justification, the rationalization is this, that if there was a God, things like this wouldn't happen.
We're trying to answer the why question. Why would something like this happen if there was a God who was good in the world? But maybe we're asking the wrong question. What if it's not a question of why? Why would this happen? What if it's not about gathering the information or the knowledge we think we need? Maybe the question we should be asking is, what is this a sign of? What does this point to? It's easier if I don't have to insert myself into the equation. Sometimes all of these things point to an imbalance. Perhaps my illness is caused by an imbalance in my life. Or perhaps vandalism and violence are caused by an imbalance in our society, in our culture. And perhaps in that equation, we all have a place and a role to play. What is this a sign of? What does this point to? Perhaps we've misjudged God and haven't understood it all.
Years to know him, but now I came to see. Just put your faith in Jesus, His love will set you free. Just put your faith in Jesus, His love